You're here with me, Ian Parker, and I'm here in sunny Sheffield as part of the Fox and the Hound day trip. Out with my good friend James. We're out here taking some beautiful shots of some of the beautiful architecture in Sheffield, and we're just going to have a catch up and talk photography and everything.
Hello, my name's James Woolen. I take photographs mainly of live performing bands. Occasionally I do some stuff in this area with solo artists, and occasionally maybe a band if they can all manage to get together. I've been taking pictures around Sheffield since about 2018. I've had various cameras. This is my best one so far. This is called Bertha, which is a nice thing.
Good old Bertha.
Good old Bertha. My 50th birthday present from the missus. I have a few problems myself, so I think it's important that people know, and people know it's an accessible hobby to get into. You can start from your camera's £30 for a camera if you want to just get a cheap point and shoot. Anybody after a while can take a decent picture. You just got to know how to frame people, a little bit like what you're doing now. You got to know a bit of white balancing and things like that, which you can all do in post-production. I've photographed some interesting bands and some interesting people in my time. Local artists right way through to Cavalera Conspiracy, Buzzcocks, Died, some metalheads might know Queensryche, decent bunch of lads actually.
Yep, so some big names then.
Yeah, on and off, not all the time, just on and off. I'm sort of like on autistic spectrum, so occasionally I tend to find myself getting bogged down with things, so I need to take a bit of step back and a bit of time out. And when I do that, I just have a break for a couple of minutes. So, and I might just do some stuff like I'm doing now, where it's a bit more relaxed,
absolutely.
and you can enjoy yourself.
Because you've got to enjoy what you're doing to obviously keep doing it.
Yeah, you have.
You need to have time away from
If you get burnout, then that's when you start encountering creation problems and stuff, and you stop
enjoying it then, and then it's become more of a labour.
Quality of your photography shows, and as you know, making bits and pieces of creative people yourself. Once you've got that, you need to take a bit of time back, you need to take a step back. That's what you do.
Absolutely, yeah. It's all part of the process, isn't it? It's the off time is just as important as the on time when you're doing anything. So, absolutely.
What do you call a bunch of blokes sleeping in a room having a nap?
I don't know.
A menopause.
We're here in Sheffield. Taking some photos with myself and Johnny. So, how long did you say you've been in photography? When did you first get into it?
Well, my granddad bought me a Pentax manual camera some years ago, and I've been taking pictures on and off since then. But basically, I got back into it in a serious kind of sense in about 2018.
Okay,
Taking pictures. I don't just do live bands. I like taking other pictures as well. Stuff like wildlife, scenic, anything really. If it's an interesting, if it's an interesting thing, if it's something that catches my eye, and I've got my camera on me, I'll take a picture of it.
Do you do any sort of abstract, sort of like overexposures? Or
I like to play around with things. An interesting one. I was taking. I managed to get a ticket for Tramlines once, for a photo photography pass, and I didn't bother with main stage because I couldn't be good with politics, but I kind of went and stayed in the Leadmill stage, and there's some really good bands on there. I think it was about just after COVID. It wasn't the first one after COVID, it was the second one. I think it was 2022, and there was a band on there called Working Men's Club. And obviously, sometimes when you're out doing live shots, not every shot comes out as you plan. But I took an interesting one that were just completely overexposed, but it looked quite interesting. And I thought I was doing it. Some of them got sent off for a photo done for a magazine called allmusic.com magazine online. But he didn't take that one. Whereas I thought it quite creative, and actually one of the band's album covers was very similar. So I thought, well, obviously they're into something a bit more abstract.
I think that's a thing with photography, though, isn't it? It's not always just about that clean catalogue sort of photo of, it's like wedding photos. For example. That's a different type of photography.
Yeah, you've got to be mainly spot on there. I mean, I've done a few weddings and they're not easy. They are not stress-free.
Well, I suppose not just from a technical side of having to take the photo, but from a practical side of photography.
Well, you can't reshoot it.
Yeah. It's got to be in the moment. It's got to be perfect that first time. Whereas if you're doing a studio shot or you're out there capturing sort of the subject, you can position it.
You can play around a bit.
Yeah.
Well, you could do the same in a wedding shot when you just got the bride and groom on the road, but that's a different. What do you call a lizard in an igloo?
Go on.
An iguana.
Oh Jesus.
Some interesting people, photograph some interesting people in this place, solo artists, and nobody famous, but people that are on current scene round here. Some people might have heard of Matt Hook.
Yep.
Not here, but I did some photos of Matt Hook over in the park near the Children's Hospital.
Oh yes, yeah.
Old Hooky. He's not too bad, okay? He's alright to work with. He's been around a while with creating his music and been quite successful.
Is there anybody that you want to work with or that you're planning to work with in the future?
There's nobody that I'm particularly planning. What I generally do is I just generally stick I've got a couple of groups on Facebook which we'll come to another point, but I generally just stick out like a little anybody want the photographs taken. I've not got any ambitions to photograph somebody famous. If somebody relatively famous wanted the pictures doing, I'd be happy to accommodate.
Of course.
So if there's anybody out there who might watch this and think, you know what I mean, then I won't get in touch with me.
Bands like that have got a unique sort of identity. I suppose they make interesting photography.
Yes.
I mean, bands that look almost like they're a cookie cutter copy of another band. It's like, well, there's nothing.
No.
Nothing
And
really
you do get a lot of that.
But
But sometimes it's in the younger bands, and sometimes if a younger band invites you to come along, I do go, and I just think, I know, you kind of, when you've been around a little bit, no disrespect, but you kind of know the younger bands are going to be a bit, because they're starting out.
yeah, of course, yeah.
Everybody's got to start from somewhere. But having said that, one of the best bands I think I watched that was when they had it in the Corporation a couple of years ago. There was two bands that stood out for me on there. One was a band called Lowen, who some people might know. I think they've been in Metal Hammer or whichever one it is a couple of times. And they've also played some quite big festivals now as well.
Yeah.
I think they just finished a Stenson Bloodstock or something.
Oh, nice.
I think, don't quote me on it. And also they had a headlining band on that one was called a band called Sliff.
Right.
They were quite good. That's where I met the person that actually let me go down and take the photographs, Joe Allen.
Yeah.
From Kurokuma. They're another interesting doom band, but there's a bit of a twist if you actually listen to some of the stuff and check some of their stuff out.
Yeah.
So some interesting bits and pieces. What does a drummer call his two daughters?
I don't know, what does a drummer call his two daughters?
A one and a two. There you go.
That's probably my favourite one.
Bad dad jokes.
If people wanted to check out some of your work, or if they wanted to get in contact with you for a photo shoot, or if they wanted you to take any photos for websites and magazines for them and things like that, where can they find you? How can they get in contact?
At the minute, I'm mostly just on Facebook. I have a little photos only site there called Chunky Bits.
Chunky Bits?
Yeah, Chunky Bits. And also, I can be found on Facebook again. It's quite a mouthful. It's called Sheffield, South Yorkshire Bands, DJs and producers and fans. Just look it up. You'll find it.
South Yorkshire Bands, DJs, producers and fans.
Something like that.
Right.
I say something like that because it's got, but people are finding it because it's got about 3,000 members nearly now.
Okay.
It don't cost anything for a like and it don't take long.
Absolutely.
And-
No,
and-
absolutely.
and,
You've got to support local artists and people starting out.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but people, it's better for people to get in touch with me direct through the photograph site, which is
Yep.
called Chunky Bits, because they could just send me a message, or they could just PM me
So
directly.
if you need any photography, photo shoot, bands, venues, get in touch, and James will help you out, and he'll take some photos for you.
The good thing with the Yorkshire one as well, it's got a wide cross range of people in it.
Yeah.
I quite often use it for putting my photographs in, just to spread them out. But there's people, everything from cover bands,
Yep.
right way through to local touring bands. I don't know if there's any bigger names in it. I don't think there is, but it chugs along nicely.
Yeah. What's the difference between an egg and a wank?
No idea.
You can beat an egg.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I apologise for nothing.
I'm like. So yeah, there you
Good
go.
stuff.